Welcome to PCC Connection, a community affairs program exploring the unique interests of the citizens of Pueblo and Pueblo County. PCC Connection is produced by the students and staff of Pueblo Community College. Now, here's your host for PCC Connection, Michael Engel.
Hello and welcome to a very special edition of PCC Connection, a community affairs program brought to you from the campus of Pueblo Community College. Joining me in the studio today is our 2015 commencement speaker here at Pueblo Community College, Dr. Isaac Pope. Welcome, Dr. Pope.
Thank you. It's an honor.
You have a long history actually here at PCC, and we were talking off camera beforehand, but it's been a while since you've been here on the PCC campus. But I want to take you back to the early 1960s, and you're a Tennessee native, but you did end up in the state of Colorado. Can you give us a little background to that?
Yes, I was in the United States Air Force, and I was returning from Japan, and I got stationed at Laura Air Force Base in Denver. And I was there for about a year. But
you had some athletic ability?
Well, I had played sports in the military service. I played football, and I got offered a scholarship in football to Pueblo at that time.
Now, around here, Harry Simmons is a well-known name. He was the coach here of, back then it was Pueblo Junior College.
Right.
And we were the Indians, and he was the coach. And
right.
Now, eventually, when you came here, you switched from football to basketball, correct?
Yes, I did.
And of course, it was the 1961 team that went on to win the national championship. Yes. But that wasn't the end of your academic career.
No.
You went on to Gonzaga?
Well, it's an interesting story. I had not finished high school, and I dropped out in the 10th grade. But while I was in Denver, I had a surrogate grandmother, I might say, who encouraged me to go back to high school. So I graduated from high school at Emily Griffith Opportunity School in Denver. And from there I came to Pueblo. And in between coming to Pueblo, I ever went to New Jersey and then returned to Pueblo.
Oh, okay. So you kind of bounced around there.
Well, I asked to be discharged early from the military service so that I could start school here in August. That was in '59. So instead of discharging me in '60, they discharged me 2 months after I requested it.
Oh, okay.
So I went back to New Jersey and worked.
And then ended up back in Pueblo.
Yes.
Now, tell me about the Peace Corps. You spent some time, I believe it was in West Africa?
I spent 2 years teaching school in Sierra Leone, West Africa, and that was after I had graduated from Gonzaga University. It was interesting when I got to Gonzaga. I worked here at the state hospital during the summer, and after graduating from Pueblo, I was not successful in getting into school anywhere else, so I did not worry about it. And I just, 2 weeks before the fall semester at Gonzaga University, I got a call, and they invited me to come to school there.
Okay. Yeah. Now, your time in West Africa and when you were a science teacher there, yeah. Were you already thinking of a medical career at that time, or that was really further down the line?
No. My thoughts of medical career started when I was 6 years old.
Already then?
Yes. I knew what I wanted to do. And some of us are fortunate to know that, and we are destined to do that. So it was a matter of not knowing what I wanted to do. It was a matter of how was I going to do it.
Okay. Went to medical school.
I attended university. Well, I went to grad school at the University of Washington, got a master's in administration, and then I went to medical school and graduated from University of Washington School of Medicine.
And you, of course, became a pediatric physician?
Yeah, I did my training with the military because at that time I was married and had 2 kids.
Okay.
And I did not want to go to a high-powered residency. I wanted to go to a program that was hands-on, and there's no better program in the military training than to have hands-on experience.
even when if I take you back to age 6 and you were already thinking about a medical career, were you already thinking then as well that you wanted to work with children?
I always wanted to be a pediatrician.
Always wanted to be a pediatrician.
Yes.
Well, one of the, I think, fascinating parts of your life story and certainly your incredible medical career was your later establishment of a place called Pope's Kids Place.
Yes.
Tell our viewers a little bit about Pope Kids Place.
Well, during my private practice, I took care of most of the special needs kids in the community, well, in the county practically. And I had an opportunity to see in depth what a special needs child the stress that was placed on a family. And I saw kids abused because of stress. I saw people financially ruined because of special needs child. I saw families disintegrate. And I started a program with the public health nurses to see what we could do to support these families. And we started a program called a Board of Review. And this was a program where everyone who had any involvement with that family and that child had to come to a meeting. And I purposely set the meeting up at 7:30 in the morning because I wanted commitment, because I wanted the people from Children's Hospital in Seattle to come and all other people from a distance. And I figured if they came and was there at 7:30, they had a commitment.
Yeah, if they're gonna be on board, they're gonna be there that early.
And we ran that program for about 3 or 4 years, and we got national recognition for it from the National Association of Counties. Gave us recognition, and J.C. Penney, as a result, gave us financial rewards for that program. Then I was diagnosed with cancer, and went through 18 hours of surgery and so forth, and they didn't know if I was going to be alive in 5 years, but I did.
It was a life-changing event for you.
Well, and I decided if we had been talking about doing something for these families, and I said to my wife, if I'm going to do that, I need to sell this practice and get started. So I sold my private practice. I recruited 4 other members of the community for a board, and we formed a nonprofit. Originally, it was called Lewis County Special Needs, but after we formed the nonprofit and got land and got started, we started the program with myself, my wife, a RN, a LPN, and an aide. Okay. And I used volunteer nurses for about 6 months before they stopped answering their phone.
Okay.
So then we had to go to hired staff, and it has grown since then. We received a grant from the feds to do a study to locate special needs kids in 6 counties. We located 1,500 kids that was not known about. And
that were in the community but didn't have any services provided to them?
In those 6 counties.
Wow, that's a lot of kids.
And in doing that study, we also found out that one of the major problems, other than the need for respite, was the need for dental care. So after we got established with respite, we initiated what is called an ABCD program. It's a state program in Washington ran by the Dental Association. And that was to do screening and help kids get rid of their fears of dental care. And in conjunction with the University of Washington dental program, they did a lot of screening in our county. They found kids with all types of oral health problems, but we did not have any way to service them. So I went begging, got 2 chairs from a dental supply company. They sit in storage for 2 years, of course, but eventually we opened up one of the rooms in our medical clinic and started doing dental care. And from that, we went to a full-fledged dental facility.
So it's really an all-encompassing concept.
We have a dental program, and we have an early learning center for kids from, we take kids from 3 to 8 years of age in our learning center. So that is, then we did have a medical facility, but we have stopped running it ourselves, and we have leased the property out to another organization that is running the pediatric clinic.
Okay. Yeah. We're visiting with Dr. Isaac Pope, who is our 2015 commencement speaker here at Pueblo Community College. And we want to remind our viewers, if you're not able to go to the actual graduation, it will be live streamed, but also afterwards you would be able to purchase a DVD copy of the upcoming graduation. Not only will you hear Dr. Pope's inspirational address to our students, but also an opportunity to see your graduate. And at some point in this broadcast, you'll see some information of how to pick up that DVD copy. You can purchase it right here at Pueblo Community College. I think earlier when we were talking about your younger days, if I may, here at Pueblo Junior College, I think Lauren, our producer, had some photos of you in that time frame. And do you have some memories of Pueblo, maybe a brief memory you can tell from that time frame?
Well, you know, I spent most of my time here on campus, and then of course I spent a lot of time working at the state hospital, and it is a funny thing that I lived in a dormitory for the first quarter, and after that I lived out in the community. So I don't know what pictures you have.
Well, I think they were some of the, from back at the basketball team with Chief Simmons, and that was quite an exciting time here in Pueblo.
Yes, yes.
We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue our conversation with Dr. Isaac Pope and really kind of get an idea of what your message will be to the 2015 graduates. Just another reminder to our viewers, remember PCC is now enrolling for summer and fall courses. You're welcome to check us out on the web at enrollpcc.org or call one of our enrollment counselors today at 549-3200. You're watching PCC Connection, and we'll be right back. Don't go away. Welcome back to PCC Connection. I'm Michael Engel, your host. We've been visiting with Dr. Isaac Pope, who is our 2015 commencement speaker here at Pueblo Community College. And again, on behalf of our community and students, thank you. We appreciate you bringing your story here. And part of that story, Dr. Pope, is really your incredible background. We were talking in the first segment. You grew up in Tennessee and made your way to Colorado. You did time with the military and the Peace Corps. But I want to talk about Pueblo Junior College for just a moment and some of that, because, you know, really your story is so much the story of so many of our students here, and many of those graduates that you will be seeing in that crowd tonight do have a very similar background. And so I want to talk a little bit about, you know, the struggle and really that value of education. And there were some key people in that story, were they not?
Yes. I think that every individual has those critical moments in their life that if they don't make the right decision, their life's going to be altered forever. And there are certain people who are destined to be what they're going to be, and they cannot. It's unavoidable. And so the critical points in my life that got me to Pueblo is first of all, being stationed at Lowry. Second is graduating from Emily Griffith Opportunity School. And then coming to Pueblo, I had no money. You know, what little money I saved when I was in the military went fairly quickly. So I was dependent on a scholarship.
And it was a football scholarship that brought you here?
Initially, yes.
Okay.
So I did not stay with the football team, and that was, if you really want to know the truth.
Yeah, I think it's a neat story.
I had a disagreement with the coach, because I'm older than most of the kids that's on that field, and we had a disagreement on the number of laps that we were told, before you go in, I want you to do 10 laps around the field.
Oh, okay. Yeah, a normal thing a coach would tell you, yeah.
So I did 10 laps.
Okay.
Picked up my gear to come in. He came over to me and said, "You did not do your laps." I said, "Coach, I did 10 laps." He said, "No, those fellows over there said you did not do 10 laps, and they wouldn't lie." And I looked at him and I said, "If they wouldn't lie, you are therefore saying I'm lying. And if you're calling me a liar, I can't live with you." So
was that the end of your football career?
That was it.
Wow.
So
okay.
I went in to see Harry Cinnamons, and he was the athletic director. And I said, "Harry, you're the athletic director. I just quit the football team, which means that I don't have a scholarship anymore, so I'm going to have to leave school." He said, "No, you don't leave school. You come and play basketball." And so he gave me a basketball scholarship.
Did you have basketball skills?
Some.
but not necessarily worthy, huh? Okay.
So he did give me a basketball. That was a critical point. If he had said, "Okay, we'll see you," then I would have had another path in my life. I didn't, not that I would not have become a physician, but that effort would have been deferred for a period of time.
You would have just gone down a different road and
yes.
Still achieving that dream.
Yes.
Is this part of the message tonight?
Part of the message to the student is the fact that, of course, be self-motivated, but they must have a life plan, and you must advocate for yourself. More so these days than ever before, you must learn how to advocate for yourself, and you must not ever have any fear of failure. Failure should be a term in which you validate your successes in life, not be sad. If you take your failures and use them as a reason for not being successful, then you're a failure. But if you take your failures and you say, "Oh, that was a stumbling block. What did I learn from that? Where do I go from here?" And a life plan is very simple. When I enrolled at Pueblo Junior College, I was in the dorm on my first quarter. I said, "You're here. Now where do you want to be in 10 years?
You're thinking out that far.
Yeah, and this is my life plan. And I said, I either want to be in medical school or out of medical school. And that was my goal, to be either in 10 years, to be either in medical school or out of medical school. Now, how was I going to get there? I had no idea.
Okay.
But I know that I was going to get there. And it was going to take a lot of work to get there. And one of the things that was very valuable to me at the Pueblo Junior College is the fact that there was Mr. Lavelle and Mr. Sims. My first advisor, when he asked me what was my life objective, I said, to be a physician. He looked at me and said, "Now, college don't do very well in medicine." And I said, "Well, I don't want you as my advisor." So I fired him.
Fired, okay.
So, but as a result of him helping me with my first schedule, he put me in a chemistry that was too far advanced for me. And when I realized that, I was going to drop it. But Mr. Lavelle and Professor Sims said, "Don't do that, just work hard, just don't get enough.
Just work harder."
And said, "This summer, we will set up a program for you, and you can take it over next year." They tutored me the whole summer, and they put me through a program that advanced me very much in chemistry. That was very important to me if I was going to go into medicine. And so when I left Pueblo to go to Gonzaga, I was prepared. I was very well prepared to go on for an advanced degree. And that was because of the personal help I got here, people who believed in what I stood for, and I was focused.
We have, I'm a faculty member here at PCC, and I am incredibly proud that we reach so many individuals in this community that have a story similar to yours, meaning that they just need that opportunity. Some of those individuals still don't know about what can happen here, the magic that can happen here. Some of them will not be at this graduation. What's your message to a viewer out there in our community that just needs that word, that story?
Well, it's never too late. It is never too late. And I convinced myself that regardless how long it took, I was going to do it. There was no ever thoughts of giving up. Were there some moments of discouragement? Yes. This community don't know what they have here. This junior college, this community college, are offering things that four-year schools don't have a clue about. And I can tell you that part of the job of a community college is twofold. They are to educate our students to a point of academic achievement. Then they are to educate our workforce. You have the responsibility of educating our workforce. Everybody is not intended to go on into academics, but they do deserve to have a skill that they can be paid for. And it is a responsibility of our educational institutions to train those people. There are, we said that jobs are going away at an alarming rate because of technology. Jobs are not going away. The workforce is not trained to take those jobs.
Indeed.
So you just have to look at what's happening here at Pueblo. You got the mobile technical unit. You got the nursing seminar program. You got the dental hygiene program that is not only training students, but an offering a service to the community. That service is improving the oral hygiene in your community if people would come in and use that facility. Not only is it improving the hygiene of oral hygiene, it is doing a preventative thing. It has been proven that poor oral hygiene is linked to stroke, heart disease, kidney disease. So you're doing a lot of preventative things just with that one program. So this facility, Pueblo Community College, is a jewel. And the people in this community need to take note and support it. They should take note and encourage their kids to come here, because I do think they'll get a good education here. So I was on my soap opera there.
I kept saying, well, I'm going to ask him about this, but I think you really said it all, Dr. Pope. Dr. Isaac Pope, the 2015 commencement speaker for Pueblo Community College. I think it's going to be a wonderful message to our students tonight, but also to our community.
Thank you.
We appreciate you coming home.
Yes.
And sharing this message. And I think so many of us who are working here, we are in agreement. We do have a jewel here.
Yeah, you do.
And again, just a reminder to our viewers, 70 plus programs here at Pueblo Community College, enrolling now for summer and fall classes. And as Dr. Pope said, this really is a great point. And it's a jewel in our community, and we'd love to have you here on our campus. Enrollpcc.org. 549-3200. As he said, it's never too late to start. There's something here for you. It's about, just a great beginning. Dr. Pope, thank you again. We appreciate you joining us, and welcome back home. And for our viewers, hopefully you can catch, it's either a live stream or we'll see you at the Southwest Motors Event Center, and you'll hear Dr. Pope in person, and come by afterwards and shake his hand. And you are also a Pueblo jewel. We appreciate you coming here.
Thank you.
You've been watching PCC Connection, a community affairs program here at Pueblo Community College. I'm Michael Engel, your host, and we'll see you next time.